Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I got some breaking news for you. Woj just tweeted a couple of minutes ago from ESPN that the New York Knicks will be benching Kemba Walker for the rest of the season. He is done. He is sitting down, and Woj also had to mention that they'll be exploring some trade options for Kemba Walker in the summer because then he's going on an expiring deal, which will only be $8 million, and it seems like the Knicks were trying to trade him at the trade deadline, but nobody wanted to acquire that contract for 2 years. So now this is really interesting news for the New York Knicks. I literally just made a video this morning about the whole tanking topic. I made a video earlier this week as well talking about what the rotations are going to be like. Now this is a big answer to the question of what the rotations might look like for the rest of the season, and now Kemba Walker will officially not be part of the rotation. This is really good news in my opinion because I love Kemba Walker. It's nothing against him. He always brings a smile. He was the hometown kid coming back to the Knicks. The story was there, but the reality is we brought Kemba Walker here to, compete and go to the playoffs. And as we're speaking right now, this Knicks team is not suited to make a deep run in the playoffs. I think Knicks fans understand that. And now we're finding out that the Knicks front office and the coaching staff understand that as well by benching Kemba Walker for the rest of the season. Guys, we're just getting started on this video. We got a lot of things to break down and what this means for the rest of the season. Before I hop into it, I just want to mention if you guys are new to Knicks Media, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm inching close to 8,000 subs, and I'll greatly appreciate if you guys can check out this channel more often. I'm posting a lot of Knicks content for the rest of the season, carrying over into the off season. There's a lot of moves to be made for the Knicks, and I'm really excited to break down the rest of the season. And of course, don't forget to like the video if you guys enjoyed, and check me out over on Instagram and Twitter at NYKnicks_media. So let's get right into this. What is going to happen? What are the rotations going to look like now that Kemba Walker is officially done? Who will be the starting point guard for the New York Knicks? I think we all know who that's going to be, and his name is Derrick Rose. This is opening the gateway for Derrick Rose to be the starting point guard. Now listen, could I be wrong? Yes, it could be somebody else because D Rose is more, has better chemistry with the Knicks players off the bench like Emmanuel Quickley and like Obi Toppin. And I'm not saying like there's other players I prefer to start over Derrick Rose, but who else would start? I don't see Emmanuel Quickley being the starting point guard. I don't see them starting Burks, at least I hope. I don't see them starting Deuce McBride as a starting point guard. I feel like Derrick Rose is probably going to be the starting point guard, and now that opens up the door for other players in the rotation to get some minutes, which is a really good sign for the Knicks because I was really worried that Kemba Walker was going to play for the rest of the season and not let the young guys like a McBride, like a Grimes, like a Reddish, and all these guys not get the minutes. This really opens up the door for other questions like, is Alec Burks going to be playing? He probably will be because he's on a 3-year deal, so his contract's not expiring after next year, so he's not going to be easy to move. Fournier is still going to be in the rotation if I had to guess, but I feel like it's going to be D Rose as a starting point guard with RJ Barrett, Fournier, Randall, and Mitch as a starting 5 if I had to guess, and then off the bench it'll probably be Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, Alec Burks. Unfortunately, I really prefer it's Cam Reddish, but we'll see what happens. Obi Toppin, and then either Nerlens Noel if he's healthy. If not him, then Taj or Jericho Sims. We all know the rotation at the center position at this time. So that really says, okay, then Cam Reddish is the odd man out. Cam Reddish remains the odd man out, as well as Deuce McBride in the rotation if Kemba Walker's the only player that's going to be sitting for the rest of the year. This opens up things for Quentin Grimes because this was the guy that I was really worried about. If you guys saw my video earlier this week, I gave a scenario where what if the Knicks have the same rotation when Derrick Rose and RJ Barrett returns? That means Grimes is going to be out of the rotation. So what this does is officially solidifies Quentin Grimes in the rotation, and I think that he is the one young player on this Knicks team outside of RJ Barrett that Tom Thibodeau trusts the most in terms of getting real-time minutes. We saw Quentin Grimes fill in for RJ Barrett when he was injured at the starting position, and it's to the point where like, wow, I wish Grimes can start every single game, but he's not going to start over Evan Fournier. I think listen, I would rather do that because Evan Fournier, he's hot and cold. I'd rather give Quentin Grimes a lot of opportunities to develop. But the truth of the matter is the reality of the situation, I don't think I can expect Tom Thibodeau to be doing that, even though I would prefer that, because Quentin Grimes, what he brings to the table, his defensive versatility combined with his shooting ability, combined with his confidence and his energy and his swagger on the court. For a rookie, the Knicks got a steal in Quentin Grimes, and I'm really happy about this news of Kemba Walker because he's the one player that I'm thinking about that is officially part of the rotation rotation for the rest of the season, no matter what. No matter who's injured or not, Quentin Grimes has solidified himself in the rotation off the bench. Now listen, would I rather him start? Absolutely, but I think the only way Quentin Grimes starts at all for the rest of the year is if there's any injuries on the Knicks roster, like a Fournier going down, or God forbid RJ going down once again. So this really opens up the door for really interesting rest of the season for the New York Knicks. I don't really know what to expect. You know, I just made a video this morning about the whole hypothetical scenario of should the Knicks tank. I just made that video because I know there's a lot of Knicks fans talking about that on Twitter, and I want to voice my opinion on the whole tanking situation. I'm not a fan of tanking, if you guys couldn't tell from the video this morning, but if you didn't check it out, feel free to do so. But yeah, to finish off the video, guys, I just want to talk about what we can expect from the Knicks for the rest of the season. What is there to look for? What do we want to happen for the rest of the season? Because obviously we're not out of it in terms of the play-in tournament. We're still like 2.5, 3 games out of that 10 seed, so it's obviously in reaching distance if we do get hot. But the problem is the schedule is brutal for the New York Knicks, and there's a lot of difficult games on our schedule in the next couple of weeks coming right out of the All-Star break. We were not able to capitalize on the teams we're supposed to beat, like the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Portland Trail Blazers and the Brooklyn Nets, without all their top 3 people. Like, we could have went into the All-Star break with some momentum, especially after beating the Warriors somehow in Golden State. But then we crumble and we lose to some teams we're supposed to beat. So now the Knicks are in a really deep hole. Derrick Rose could be a really pivotal piece to this Knicks team for the rest of the season in terms of orchestrating, because if you guys remembered the past couple of games, we could have won a lot of those games, and we were playing really good basketball for the first half, even first 3 quarters at some times, but we crumbled in the fourth quarter. And I've said this on my channel so many times, but I think the reason why we've crumbled in the fourth quarter is we're lacking a floor general to orchestrate the offense and really calm things down in the clutch moments. And Derrick Rose is that missing piece of the puzzle of that fourth quarter orchestrator, where he can really be a closer for us, not in terms of scoring, but just orchestrating and organizing the offense, not force-feeding Randle in the post in isolation and he gets double teamed and it results in a turnover or a bad shot. Not just a Randle and Fournier 2-man game, just handing the ball off to each other. We don't need a hot potato between Randle and Fournier in the fourth quarter. I mean, there were some times in the fourth quarter where the Knicks went scoreless in 4 straight minutes. I think that was actually against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And when it mattered the most, the Knicks were winning, and all of a sudden we could not get a bucket for 4 straight minutes. That's totally inexcusable. So what I want to see from the Knicks for the rest of the season is adjust, especially get better in the fourth quarter, because I think that's where this Knicks team has been lacking the most. Hopefully RJ Barrett can come back and be back to his old ways in the 2022 year, because he's putting up all-star caliber numbers ever since the year 2022 started. He's averaging around 23 points per game at like efficiency of like 39% from 3, which is unbelievable from RJ Barrett. He's taken that next step this year, and this is exactly what we wanted to see from RJ Barrett in year number 3. My only concern about RJ is a very, rhythm type of player in terms of if he is out for a while in terms of injury. I feel like he is someone that's going to probably work his way back into things. I'm not expecting RJ to come back and play the way he was when he got injured, because RJ was putting up numbers, 25 points with ease, 20 points, efficient nights. Sometimes he would shoot at a high volume but still put up good numbers with not really good efficiency. So I'm hoping RJ can ease his way back in and he can get back to his old ways, because he's our young star of this team that really is the most important piece of this franchise moving forward in my eyes. So look out for RJ Barrett to hopefully continue for the rest of the season playing good basketball. And the other players to look out for is probably Mitchell Robinson. Can he remain healthy? Can he stay healthy and play at the dominant ways that he's been doing for the rest of the season? Because he's a free agent. He's going to have a really interesting situation for the Knicks. Are we going to re-sign him or not? Or is he going to move on and sign with somebody else? Is Julius Randle going to play the way he's been playing like the past 5 games leading into the All-Star break? We all know that Julius Randle has been playing his best basketball as a Knick in a long time. The only problem is it hasn't really been resulting to victory. So hopefully Julius Randle can really take that next step and continue the consistent play that he was playing with leading into the All-Star break. I mean, he's averaging around 28, 29 points per game, triple-double. Randle deserves a lot of credit for the play he's been doing for the past couple of weeks. Let's hope that continues. And then obviously other players around those. Derrick Rose is returning. Hopefully he can be back to his old self last year in the beginning of this year. And then the young guys, Quentin Grimes, hopefully he can keep developing. The year 2 players, and Emmanuel quickly, Quickly kind of showed a little life to him. We know that he's having an up and down season, more down than up, but Immanuel Quickley last game actually really looked like a player that's getting his confidence back, getting his swagger back like he was as a rookie. So let's hope that Immanuel Quickley can continue to, get out of that rut and really finish off the season on a high note, as well as the second year in Obi Toppin coming off winning the slam dunk contest. Shout out to Obi Toppin. That was awesome. And if Obi Toppin can get more minutes at the back end of the season, I really hope that Tom Thibodeau does not just continue to give Randle all those minutes to the point where it's kind of not good for Julius Randle's health, just throwing him out there for like 40 minutes a night. Not literally 40 minutes a night, but he averages a crazy amount. Hopefully we can see more Obi Toppin minutes, because he really needs to get time, and I'm really hoping he can continue to play the way he's been playing all throughout this sophomore season. And of course, the big outlier of this whole rotation, unfortunately, is Cam Reddish. I don't know how he's going to fit into this. If I was the coach, if I was the person making decisions, I would simply give Cam Reddish Alec Burks' minutes. It's not that hard, but I do not expect the Knicks to do that. But hey, you never know, because this video is all about Kemba Walker sitting for the remainder of the season. So guys, leave a comment down below your thoughts of the video and your thoughts of the Knicks benching Kemba Walker for the rest of the season. Really interesting news, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comments. And of course, please do not forget to like the video so we can get as many Knicks fans in here voicing your opinions down below in the comments, because that's what this is all about, so we can all interact. Knicks community is the best. I'm really excited to cover the Knicks for the rest of the season, so make sure you guys subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Let's go Knicks. Peace.